So wait, you said you reached for the oxy today?
Well, let's just say the full name, shall we? Because that just sounds really bad. Oxygenetics, our favorite foundation after any procedure. You live in it because your life is a procedure.
It is. I mean, but can I tell you today, like, ain't no shame in my game. I had multiple procedures because we're starting late. And so I capitalized on this morning. I mean, literally, I feel like there is honey dripping down my legs because I've been such a busy bee. I
was like, where are you going with that one?
I started this morning and I had the True Flex. And then I went to Jabber for some Botox.
Good.
And what made me bring that up was oxygenetics. I feel like it really helps with the not being able to necessarily see all of this stuff. But do you notice, I love New York because somebody said to me today, they're like, aren't you embarrassed to go out? You know, when you have Botox, you get these like little, they look like bug bites.
Totally. Your skin reacts.
I feel like the great thing about New York is there's so many people that you can kind of just get lost in it.
The anonymity of New York City is legit.
Yeah. And it's like somebody
might never run into the same person again twice.
And, they might give you that look, but like you said, you're never going to see them again. And there is no shame in my game.
From the numbers that we've read and from the amount of people who do Botox in New York City alone, it's almost like, see you.
Gotcha.
Like, lift your eyebrows, honey. Let's see if you can do it. It's so, I felt the same way. I used to walk around nuts.
Yeah, I guess.
Looking half crazy in New York City and not caring because no one's really paying attention.
For me, it's either like a hardcore work in progress look, if we want to put it like that, right? Like under construction, or it's like I am ready to go. There's very little in between, like casual.
You know what broke that mold for me? Just sidebar real quick. When you do drag, okay, as a gay man, and you have to walk out with a full face, a full look, and like get to the club or if you have the guts to do that, you can do anything.
Wait a minute. You've done drag before?
Heck yeah.
How did I not know this?
I did it for like a summer.
When?
22.
Years old. Okay.
Yeah. I was having a really hard time because I was like newly single after a very long relationship.
Yeah.
I was meeting new friends and like I had a hard time because like people who were trying to be my friend were really just trying to, like, at the end of the night.
Something.
And I never did that with friends. So like you're either my friend or you're my boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's like one or the other.
Cute.
So one of the only crews that I could totally chill with was like the drag and trans community because I was so feminine. They wanted like nothing to do with me for whatever reason. And we had so much in common. I had so much fun. So no, like after hanging out with the girls, I kind of wound up with the skirt on and lashes. The next thing you know, I'm Britney Spears for the summer.
I love that.
I will send you some pictures.
Oh, please do. Please do. So on that note, hey everyone, I'm Amber.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is Art Beauty, the real truth
about the fake shit.
And the shitty shit today.
Oh, what happened?
No. That's what we're going to be talking about. Our topic today.
Oh, our topic today is
what happens when things go to shit with your stylist. And
I thought about it. They can go to shit with a lot of people you pay.
Yeah.
But when someone does a service on you, and it has to do with the way that you look, it registers completely different. Don't you feel?
I do. And I love doing this podcast because number one, it's great when we do pieces that people have asked us to do. But I find that a lot of the things that inspire us are things that you and I just talk about, right? Or there's emergency calls that I call you and I'm like, Ryan, I just had my lashes done by the woman who's done them forever and I fucking hate them. They look awful. What do I do? True story, this happened. And I don't want to be panning anybody because you guys have heard me talk about how fabulous this woman is, and she is. I would say she's done my lashes 20 times, and maybe one, the last one was not what I wanted. And look, it happens. But I immediately called you and I said, Ryan, what do I do? To me, it felt like I was walking around in drag.
Yes.
With a drag lash. It was not. I want to be really clear. When I looked back at pictures, it just looked like a lash. But I really like my lashes to look like they could be my own lashes. Right? Like I'm
just
one of
really
those girls.
Good, just like real good.
Yeah. These I felt borderline. They were a little curlier.
Correct. That's what was off.
There's so many different yeah.
There's so many different types now, right?
Yeah. And you know, listen, she's done them forever. I went in thinking this is going to be the same thing. And to her credit, at the end, she was like, I used a slightly curlier lash to give you a little bit more of a lift. And maybe it was even just her telling me, but I was like, oh God, no.
You don't have any of those photos you sent me, do you? Because I do think it's important that you share the truth of the situation, right?
Yeah.
And I've done your hair for so many years. And there's probably been a time or two that I've like cut it a little too short because you really friggin' needed it. But
Yeah.
I'll never tell you. And I'll let you kind of figure that out later. And then you'll like go, oh, but you grow so fast that it's like back in like 2 weeks. So for you to be told that there was something different done right before you got up.
Yeah. And you know, well, I felt like it was different. I'm going to share this photo. On that though, I always wait before I do any freak out because the last time that you cut my hair, we cut off a ton. And the first time that I had it blown out, let's just say all blowouts are not created equally. And the first time I had it blown out, it was like up here. And I thought, holy shit. My hair is too short, but it was actually just not my normal blowout girl. So,
right.
She just didn't do it right.
It was too much.
And you
there
know
was too much volume and too much curl at the bottom.
I know better. Same thing like when you have your makeup done. Take a minute. When I did Halloween and I had my makeup done, the woman did a gorgeous, stunning job. But when I first saw it, I was like, you know, it's something different. So here is the lashes. Let's bring it up. This was me on the subway, freaking out.
Like you couldn't even show your lips that day.
I couldn't even. Well, it was so cold. But I literally was like, Ryan, I just left this place. What do I do? They're not terrible, but they just look.
They're not you. They're not you.
To me,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, they just, you know, they look like
I know a lot of
lashes.
girls who do this exactly. I know a lot of girls who live in this and they love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I have a live-in nanny. I'm no longer trying to be like cute about it. My live-in nanny is the shit, okay? She's hilarious. She's one of the girls. You would have a drink with her. She's got no bones about nothing. She's from Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts. Like, I get her. She gets me. It is what it is. She loves that lash.
Yeah,
and I
so
love
many
that
people
lash.
love that lash.
And I love that lash on her.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a conservative person who doesn't necessarily want everyone to be like clocking your lashes every day, then no.
And that's the thing. It's funny. So I did this right before Christmas. I was going to Boca. Okay. We were just seeing a lot of people that I haven't seen before. And I didn't want them to be looking at me like,
oh, why'd she do that?
Uh-huh. And listen, I went into work the next day and one of the girls was like, oh, I like your lashes. So proof that they look nice, but proof that it was like instantly you've got.
Noticeable.
Yeah. So, and not in the way that I wanted. That's all.
And then that happened to me when I permed mine.
I remember. I thought they looked phenomenal, but
but I didn't like how everyone noticed right when I walked in the room.
It's true. Remember we were sitting at lunch that day and the woman was like, both of you have the best lashes ever. And I was like, I get them done. And he had his permed. Mine are fake and his are curled.
Okay. So at the end of the day, right, when things are not done right, you have to let the person fix the situation because we've earned your business. We've kept your business. So please, don't quit on us.
Well, now what happens if it's a first time?
Oh. Good good luck and God bless.
Yeah, okay.
I would go back if there's something that can just be removed.
Right.
And they shouldn't charge you. And I don't think you should tip.
Well, that was the thing that I asked you. Now, this was the holiday season, and I love this woman. And
you already tipped.
And I tipped, but you know what? I tipped her again. I gave her $20 to remove them. It took her a full almost 40 minutes to do it because it was a full set of 100 lashes on each eye. So it was not
an easy removal.
And I love her. And I wanted her to know, like, I'm not, because you could tell she was just
bummed.
And she's like, I've lost you as I hope I haven't lost you as a client. And I said, absolutely not. The reason that I'm going to give it a break is not because of this. It's because I've got like little stubbly nothing for lashes. So I need to Latisse this back up, give them a little break, and then I will I'll be back. Don't you worry about me. But okay, so this happens and it's a first time, maybe it's time to move on. But if it's somebody that you've been going to and they can do something like remove it or maybe bump up the color or change it, then
tone it down, make it less red, make it more golden. Cool, let them fix it. Now, every salon has a different quote unquote redo protocol. So when you're not happy, call and ask to speak to the manager. If there is a manager, if it's just like a rental situation where you actually only directly, where you speak with your service provider directly and that's how you book, then you just say, okay, honey, what are my options? Talk to me and just be clear as day. Because sometimes people want a redo, but we're not taking you platinum blonde, honey, on a redo because we never said that.
Right.
So you just understand before you step in whether they're going to charge you for something, whether they're not. And I always say, let them do right by you. Now, if it's the first time and they didn't get it right, they're probably never going to get it right.
Right. What happens if it's like an epic mistake, right? So you cut a chunk of my hair out, or this is super uneven, or I ask for a trim and you give me a bob.
Okay. I don't believe in ever shying away from being honest, if you're not happy. If you come in for like an 1.5-inch trim and someone takes you above your shoulder,
yeah,
they're an asshole. They are an absolute fucking asshole. And you don't know the difference between 1 inch and 5 inches. You should seriously, you should go home. Nowadays, it's really, I don't know how much that actually happens anymore because of social media and Yelp. Yelp has ruined many salons and careers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, it creates a level of, you have to stay on your game. And you absolutely have to be on top of your shit as a beauty service provider. Because literally, one bad review can change someone else's mind. And bad news and bad reviews spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
But it takes forever to get great reviews in. And it takes forever to get great recommendations from your clients to tell their friends.
Right. And
it just does.
That's so maybe also a good thing here is like, if you know this provider, if you've worked with them, Yelp might not be the place to go immediately. I'm going back on what I said, or going back to what I said, which I've learned this lesson. Give it 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Give it 24 hours. Go to sleep. I mean, I came home, and I want to say this. I don't think I freaked out. I just immediately sent you a photo because you're like, my person.
But
and
let's
then I
be
came
clear,
home.
it was expensive, and it was a lot of time out of your week that you actually didn't really need to spend if you were not going to have lashes on.
And then,
so as a consumer, that sucks.
And I just, you know what it was? I didn't have the hour to go back and have them take them off, and then another hour and a half to put them back on. And I was bummed because I wanted them. I was like, I want to feel glamorous and good, and I'm seeing all these people I haven't seen in a while. I want to have great natural looking lashes, but anyway. But I knew to wait, and I came home, I asked my husband, and my husband was like, well, they're different, but they're not bad.
Tom would tell you.
Oh, he certainly
Tom would tell you.
But you know what? I didn't feel like me, and I'm glad I had them removed because it would just be worse to like look at people and feel like they were staring at you for the wrong reasons.
I got you. So I'm going to flip the script on the topic for 1 second and tell me if you're okay with it because we didn't discuss this.
What?
What happens when you as a client fuck up?
Yeah, shoot, like
what?
Because
that just happened to me. And
oh. What happened?
Ooh, right? No one else's fault but my own.
What happened?
I changed my topical hair solution. I changed a couple things in my hair routine. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I suggested it on this podcast. I'm 67 days into a different thing, and I have lost like 30 to 40% of the back of my hair.
Wait, what?
Gone.
What do you mean? Wait,
Gone.
What?
So my fault 100%. I have worked with one of the top hair surgeons in the world. I've used his products for several years. I had said my deal was up. Like I wasn't able to necessarily I wasn't receiving all of the products for me to bite the bullet, I went cheap. I can't believe I went cheap. I never go cheap.
Wait,
I wanted to try something totally different. I was like, well, maybe minoxidil is just minoxidil. Maybe finasteride is just finasteride, which is Propecia, which is what men take to stop the balding process, right? Maybe I can just do this for a little less money. I don't know. Oh my gosh, no. Everything that I gained and thickened and grew
fell out.
Said fuck you and left the building.
Shit. So that makes you a bad client?
I don't think it makes me a bad client, but it's my mistake. And I now need to eat some crow. Do you know what I mean when I say that phrase? I gotta eat shit and call Ziering and be like, I screwed up. I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, excuse me. Except I think when you screw up like that, I thought we were going somewhere else. I think when you screw up like that, he's going to be so psyched because it means, haha, more money in his pocket. So, but what happens? What happens when a client
cuts their own hair at home and stuff? That happens a lot, especially when people drink. Their own bangs specifically.
Oh God.
Booze and bangs, don't do it.
Or what happens, you've had to break up with some clients before. What happens when you push it too far? I guess if you're a client and you do something horrific to your stylist and you can't, and calling and apologizing profusely and sending flowers and candy and whatever else you need to do doesn't work, then you just move on.
Yeah, you just have to move on because there's going to be other people for you. Listen, there's a level of crazy when it comes to that industry. And, a lot of women, really great hair and a really great blowout can change a girl.
Oh, yeah.
It can take an average girl into a next level.
Oh, yeah.
It can. It just can.
It can.
And when you get that boost and that bump and that you rely that crutch on your hair.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're in the competition city of New York City where there's 10 girls to every guy.
Yeah.
And you're out fighting for your life over there. And it sucks. And it brings in a level of crazy that I have seen women lose their shit over not liking their hair.
Oh, yeah. I mean, has anybody ever cried in your chair?
Not mine, but a chair next to me on either side that I've worked, with people I've worked with. Yes.
I feel like I haven't done it in a long time, but there definitely, I have been in that chair and it's just you turn around and it's
whoa.
And the tears just start coming up and it's oh my God, so sorry. What did I do? That must feel awful.
But you know what? I remember you used to do a lot of stuff and before and after segments and beauty segments where you would also have to sit in the chair and be the before and after. And I remember there was a couple celebrity stylists that you worked with that will remain nameless for now.
I know exactly who you're talking about. That I was like, super celebrity stylist.
Super celebrity stylist, right? Who just, I know.
I was like, and how much do you get for what you do?
I think at the time was the most expensive haircut in New York City.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
No longer in business in New York.
No. Probably because I wasn't the only one.
You definitely were not.
Oh, okay. So wrapping this up, shit happens. There's no other way to put it. And when it happens, one, be honest.
Be honest.
Communication is key.
Try
to let them fix it.
Bounce it off a couple besties.
Bounce it off some besties. Mm-hmm.
That was key. I think talking to me and getting a lot of it out with me, maybe out with Tom and maybe out with, one of the girls.
Shout out to Brooke.
Hey, Brooke. No, that's because it's like, it's so key that you don't just like take it all out on the person.
No, and wait 24 hours. Because I'll tell you this, if you're doing something that you can't wait 24 hours to call them, you did it too close to the event. Right?
True.
If you're getting lashes done or you're going to get a new haircut, you're going to change your color, don't do it the night of the prom, the wedding, the red carpet event. Do that shit a week before so that you have time. Look, I had time before I got on the plane to navigate and get them removed. So remember, most luckily these days, a lot of things can be fixed. Mm-hmm. And if it can't be fixed, send us some pictures and we'll do a podcast on it. We'll make those fuckers pay.
No, a lot can be fixed. So yes, let us know if you need help on the fix. We're happy to help.
Oh, we are happy to help. Thank you so much for listening. And if you want to reach out to us, you can always get us at hello@Art Beauty Podcast. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Art Beauty Podcast.
And our new favorite platform, YouTube. YouTube.com/Art Beauty Podcast. Like, subscribe, give us a comment, even if it's just a thumbs up, and love your feedback. Thank you so much for all the feedback.
And of course, we're going to see you
next Tuesday.
What happens if it's like an epic mistake, right? So you cut a chunk of my hair out, or this is super uneven, or I ask for a trim and you give me a bob.
Okay. I don't believe in ever shying away from being honest, whether if you're not happy. If you come in for like an 1.5-inch trim and someone takes you above your shoulder,
yeah,
they're an asshole. They are an absolute fucking